everyone, I'm Yasmin Taj and welcome to this exclusive video interview series brought to you by People Matters in association with SumTotal Systems. In this series, we bring to you the success stories of organizations that are doing a commendable job at future-proofing their workforce for the era of hyper-digitization. These stories will help other organizations not only kickstart their own journeys of learning in the era of digital, but will also help them make the right decisions and adopt the right approach. And today we are at the magnificent office of Astra at Minara Astra. Welcome Budi to the show, welcome Amanda to the show. So Budi, I'll start with you. As we're talking about the era of hyper-digitization and how important it is for companies today, what does that mean to the business and industry you are in?
Okay, Jasmine. Actually, the digitalization is one of the what is called the most impacted trend now in Astra. However, we have to adopt the digitalization in Astra in the various perspectives, because Astra, as you know, that now that we have 7 lines of business, from the agribusiness, automotive until the IT. So the digitalization implementation in Astra is different, as have to suitable with the characteristics of the industry. Yeah. However, in the all industry within Astra, we implement the digitalizations progressively. Yeah. Yeah.
So Amanda, tell me, L&D is a very important aspect when you talk of hyper-digitization here. So, and it is highly impacted by technology. So what role can technology play in enabling L&D initiatives and also making learning accessible to all?
Yeah, absolutely. So technology is a huge catalyst, right? Especially as we look at hyper-digitization. Yeah. It helps you get to know your people better. It helps develop your people for retention and for greater success for productivity.
True. So Budi, tell me, what are the key talent challenges that Indonesia faces as a whole, and what are the specific challenges your organization is going through at this moment?
Yeah, I think the key talent challenges, first, that how people can adapt with the newest situation as soon as possible. Second is because the competition is very fierce now, how that the people can innovate every time. So I think this is 2 key challenges in the whole as well as in Astra, that because now the competition is also very tough, and every time that the competitor release the new product, new services and something like that, so that our people have to adapt fast also to counter the competitors' action, something like that, and innovate enough to create the new services, new product in this competition space.
Yes, so yeah. I think then learning agility has to be also very high. Right?
Yeah, learning agility is also one of the most important factors related to this aspect.
Tell me, Amanda, what are the key talent challenges that you see in this era of hyper-digitization today?
Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot of challenges in terms of recruiting, right? Recruiting and onboarding and hyper-digitization. If you implement a system and utilize technology, you're going to see some changes in how that works. 58% of an onboarding program, according to Deloitte, is dedicated to paperwork and process and not to people. So we need to see that shift, right? And through hyper-digitization, we can shift that back to making it more about the talent.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. In this era of hyper-digitization, when you're future-proofing your workforce for the future, how do you handle the technological disruptions that keep happening on a daily basis?
Yeah, actually once we get back to the second question, that we have to learn, so that continuous learning is one of the important aspects to make our people still competent in terms of the hard competency as well as the soft competencies. I think this is one of the most important aspects to make our team still ready to adapt the future situation.
Are there any skills in particular you can talk about which will be very relevant for this future of hyper-digitization?
Pardon?
Any skills that you see?
Skill. Skill, I think the complex problem solving, creativity, and innovation. I think these the three most important things that we have to ready to
Yes.
the future of work.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So Amanda, when we talk of L&D, you know, measuring ROI on L&D is the most difficult situation. So how do organizations ensure that their L&D strategy, which is to help the digital agenda, is on the right track?
Yeah, so that it's a tricky one, right? And a lot of organizations have a problem with that. But you have to look at both the qualitative and the quantitative. You have to look at the quantitative. Why? Because you need numbers. You need a metric. You need your KPI. You need to have your critical business factors met. But at the same time, the other piece of it, which is often overlooked, is the qualitative piece. And that brings us back to the humanistic side, right? And understanding you don't just have resources, you have people, and you want to develop those people. Being that in 3 years, some of the jobs that we have today will be automated, right? You have to be able to change and adapt, and you have to be able to allow your people to grow and move over into those new roles. So upskilling is also something very critical.
Yes, okay. What will the future of talent development be like according to you? And how will the role of HR change in this coming future now?
The role of SR is very important. Once again, that the SR itself have to move, have to change. Yeah, because once again, that we face the rapid changes situation. So the SR cannot do it as the administration work.
No.
Okay, that first that is really understand what is the current situation, how the business paying, and after that they have to every time modify the initiative and program to make that the team really ready to face the uncertainty in the market, in the environment, etc. So that the SR itself have to agile.
Had to be agile.
And the program itself is the agile to support the development of people to face the uncertainty situation, the VUCA world in the future of work environment.
Yes, true, absolutely. Any other talent development trends that you could tell me? What will the future of talent development be like?
Talent development, I think, basically is quite similar, but the focus is maybe that we have to focus back again in terms of the creativity, in terms of the innovation, in terms of the how to make the peoples can solve the problem as soon as possible, all the solve the complex problem solving. I think this is the three, what I believe is three main things that how the people and how put this is the characteristic into the people development program to prepare our team to face the future of work situation.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely, yes, thank you. So Amanda, what do you think? How would the role of a CEO and a CHRO change in this era of hyper-digitization? And what mindset would be required?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the CHROs now actually have a greater seat at the table, whereas before maybe that wasn't the case. Now you're making decisions that really impact an organization's success from hire to retire. So I think the mindset needs to be focused on transformation, needs to be focused on longevity, right? Versus the here and now, it needs to be a longer term. But in terms of the seat, I think, yeah, definitely they're being able to have a seat at the table and really have a say in the conversation.
And what about the CEO? Will their role also change in this era now?
I think so. I think that as we move into different agility needs and have some fast-changing work environments, some fierce competition, right? They're going to have to think much more ahead and much more strategically than ever before.
Yeah, and I think the entire concept of continuous learning will be really, really important as we move into this new era. Yeah. All right, on that note, thank you so much for your time,
Okay,
Rudy.
Jasmine.
Thanks, Amanda, for joining us for the show.
Thank you.
Yep.
So this is it for today's episode of this exclusive video interview series brought to you by People Matters in association with SumTotal Systems. Do keep watching for more such interesting and insightful stories on how organizations are future-proofing their workforce for the era of hyper-digitization. Thank you and see you. Bye-bye.